welcome to the Old World Fanatics, your Warhammer fantasy podcast to quench your hobby thirst for all things the old world. I'm one of your hosts, Gomo, and I'm joined by Andrew and Josh. And Josh. How is everyone?
Double Josh today.
Andrew just got in then.
Andrew, I love the entrance, man. Just
fashionably late coming to the party.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, it's rude, Josh. Well, sorry. Josh.
We haven't worked out what we're calling them yet. So
yeah. Sorry. He's like, hey, how you going? I'm like, I've got my camera. Hang on. Sorry. How rude
for those who are tuning in and maybe listening on audio, we have Josh from Black Sigil Studios on today or tonight or this morning, whichever time you're watching it. So big thank you, mate, for taking the time to spend an hour or two or whatever you want to do here with us as we do our usual Monday night chatter about Old World. So pretty. Thanks so much, mate, for coming on.
Oh, absolutely jazzed to be here. Like I was mentioning before, I love watching you guys on Monday mornings whenever I'm able to get up early enough to do it. And this is kind of a surreal moment to be on the channel with you guys. So thank you so much for the invite. Very excited to be here.
Yeah, cool. And we thought, I don't know, I was just saying this before. We're either dragging out topics because of Renegades or we're just waiting for the whatever's coming. And so I thought, let's get Josh on. Let's talk about battle reports and just how you do them and what you're into and all that sort of stuff and just something different that people aren't talking about, I think, lately. Just something different. So that's probably what we're going to talk about today. I'll do a little bit of the shout-outy
Don't underplay it by implying there's nothing else to talk about. This is actually interesting. People are tuning in just for this.
And it's actually a bit of a shame. We actually tried to get Cam to call in because he's we call him our executive producer of our Bat Raps today. He's going, but he's busy today. So I think Josh could more than make up for for that. And then I think they're going to have Cam on next week.
Beautiful.
If I'm right. So,
Yes.
Oh, well, you're away next week, aren't you? Is that right? You're in Bali or something?
Yes, I'm in Bali. I'm off to some sunny weather. I need to get my wife out of the cold. She hates it. So, it's the only way we can get through a year.
It doesn't get cold up there. What are you talking about? Anyway.
I don't know.
It's Newcastle cold, not cold.
Newcastle cold.
Yeah, come see Canada cold. Let's
I know. We've got to go.
But hey, in our defense, I'm cool with it being cold when it actually is cold properly, like where you can snow or play around in the cold. When it's just miserable, wet and can't do anything, and don't like it. Anyway,
I went to Canada back in my Air Force days to Cold Lake in Alberta, and it was cold. The lake was cold.
The lake was cold.
Was it a solid lake by then?
Yeah.
I don't know. Must have been a Newcastle person because I don't know. You see the Canadians, they're just frolicking around in the water, and I'm putting a toe in, just oh. It was
summer, right? In the winter, I'll be shoveling the driveway with my shorts on, just to get it done.
Just another day.
Yeah, just it.
We do think we go for walks now, with the dog every morning, and it's cold now, but it's not really. But we got beanies on and stuff. I'm just thinking, man, in the UK this is summer or something like that. So, we are wusses, but that's all cool.
Yeah, we are.
Wow, we got a before we started, we got a $2.99 super chat of Bobby Gherkin, big donation. Thank you so much. And then I think Mark Langley just threw us £10. So thank you very much. I swear,
how much
John,
is that in Aussie dollars? Like $100?
Like 150,000
dollary dues, whatever something.
In Games Workshop pounds, in Australian money, that'd be like $300 probably. So
yeah, definitely.
The way they upmarket, he said coffee for you all, and so Josh doesn't have to fumble while online with you and pay you for a week. We do appreciate, Josh, the donations you seem to throw at us.
Yes.
So,
more than happy to help out, guys. I believe in supporting anything Old World here, and like I said, you guys put a great shot, so I have no problem donating some finances your way.
Appreciate it, mate. Appreciate it. So big thank you to all the people in the chat at the moment, and we'll just, as usual, I think we'll get through the first half with the topics. Josh, are you going to be staying on? What am I going to call? What are we doing here? What am I calling?
Can we get some suggestions about
from the chat?
From the chat about how we differentiate these Joshes. Ideally, not including a monolith. Because I was
going to say, I don't know if you should have done that.
You call me whatever you want. I'm good with it.
Okay, that's good. Are you here for the first half and the second half, or you just want to, like, what's your schedule?
If you have me, I'll hang around the whole time. It's up to you guys.
Nah, cool. Yeah, so we're going to do, we'll chat bat raps. I've got a bit of a run sheet that the old ChatGPT helped us put together to chat through some stuff.
This is the longest we've gone without actually letting our guest do the introduction of who he is.
Yeah,
5 minutes in.
That's fine. He needs no introduction. And then we'll do our patron shout outs and get into some hobby. Do you want me to do that then, Josh? Which Josh? The green shirt Josh. Let us introduce.
Oh, me?
Oh, no.
Already off the rails.
Do it.
Already off the rails. Okay, well, I think we can kick it into it then. So we have Josh from Black Sigil Studios here, and we're going to be chatting some stuff. So before we get into that, I will give him a couple of minutes to introduce himself and a little bit of a rundown of, you have to give us the usual rundown of how you got into this hobby. Is it
for sure? Yeah. So I started in this hobby back when I was, I want to say it was grade 5. My brother brought back the old 5th edition starter set, the Lisbon versus Bretonia set. And he's like, hey, you got to check this out. So that's how we all got into Warhammer at the end of 5th there. Really picked it up in 6th edition. That's when I collected my first army technically, which was Warriors of Chaos back in the day, with the whole multi-part, be able to the Hunchback Chaos Warriors and everything like that. And that just got me on the train to wanting to just fully dive into Old World as well. So fantasy at the time anyway.
Fantasy at the time, yeah.
Yeah, and I played that right through from essentially 6th edition right till 8th, and then eventually obviously end times and everything blowing up. Still played for a bit after that. Didn't dive into WAP. Stayed with 8th with my group there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Took a little break when that happened. Took a little break a little bit later, and then dived into Bolt Action for a while, playing a Warlord Games product, because obviously, there wasn't really much supported for fantasy after that. And when Old World was announced, I was super excited. I didn't care what the rule set was going to be about. I'm this is it. This is what I was waiting for. I will be happy with whatever they throw out, because I missed it so much.
Yeah. So you didn't burn any armies or anything? You kept everything?
Unfortunately, I sold a bunch of armies. Yeah, I did that for a bit. Kept a couple, but sold most of them as I was just sad when that happened, obviously. But then Old World came out, started playing for a bit, and eventually I was just like, I've always wanted to do battle reports, and I was just like, maybe now's the time. Now that I'm a little bit older, a little bit wiser, maybe now it's time to do it. But that's kind of the background of how I started getting in the game. It was all because of my brother bringing home that original 5th edition box set, and I was into it from day one.
Yeah, that's like. Have you only flirted with that from the GW game line? Like, obviously you said Bolt Action, but
I did 40K for a little bit as well.
Okay.
I love the lore, 40K, the world, everything like that is fantastic. The game system just wasn't for me as far as for the rule set of the game. I had a bunch of buddies who were playing 40K, so we hopped in. I played a lot of Kill Team. Kill Team I liked a lot. That was really fun. Did a little bit of 30K 2nd edition. But the real love is always fantasy and Old World, so I always came back to that.
That's awesome. So I mean, we'll touch on the battle report stuff, because that's what we're here for today. You've got more followers than us and subscribers. So how long has this channel been going for? The way I remember is I think I was watching Mountain Miniatures, and you played you've played in there a bit?
Yeah, so Steve's a friend of mine. Steve and Luca are friends of mine. So anytime they needed someone to fill in, they asked me, and I'd come fill in for them, whether they were sick or on vacation or whatever, just to keep the channel going. I'd come fill, and that's where I started. Obviously, I was super nervous the first time I ever went on camera with them, being in front of their audience and everything. Started with that, and then people started giving positive feedback on me being on their channel and everything. And I was always hemming and hawing about, should I do a channel? And then Steve was actually the one who gave me the kick in the butt. And it's the advice I would give anyone is that just do it. If you want to make content, just do it. Because you can sit on the fence all you want, but until you just decide, you know what, screw it, let's try it. You'll never know what the channel is going to become, right? You never know how big you can get if you don't take that first step in.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and if we're an example, you don't need to do much prep. You just turn on the camera. At least for this type of stuff. Yeah, no, that's really cool. So how long's the actual Black Sigil? So it's pretty new. Well, not new, but I mean, you didn't have anything running earlier than Old World.
So it's funny. So I think back in 6th or 7th edition with the old school like Sony hand cams, we were doing battle reports, and it's funny, they're still up on YouTube today under a different channel. And my God, it's like 480p, terrible quality.
Yeah.
But they're still there. But as far as this channel, we started in May of 2025 is when we uploaded our first.
I was gonna say, it's been about a year, hasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Wow, that's good, man. And you've done for that follow account and stuff. That
pumps them out, but can pump out battle reports. It's good.
So, like, where is this thing? You've got this. You said it's in the basement. Tell us a little bit about how this studio came to be.
Yeah, sure. So obviously we did our first battle report. My basement is the unfinished basement when we moved to this house. So it's literally just insulation wrapped around the basement. That's it.
I think we're going to have you on every week here. I can never read Bobby Gherkin's text, obviously. Does anyone know what that says?
I can't read that. I was trying to, I was like, what
Isn't O Canada in there somewhere?
Oh, is it? Okay. It is too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is.
Good old Bobby.
Amazing.
Sorry, keep going, Josh.
That's all good. Yeah, so we started in the basement where it's just unfinished, and we had our first video had all of our insulation just in the background. So nothing was optimized or anything like that. And then over the course of time, you saw like in future videos, like, oh, we have the studs up, then we have the drywall up, then we painted, and we created our own studio in the basement. It's still a work in progress, but it's come a long way from what it was initially, for sure.
Yeah. And like, obviously this isn't your full-time job, I'm assuming. So like, is that like, how much time do you put into this thing? Because it must take a little bit.
For sure. So you're right. This is not my full-time job. It's starting to feel like another full-time job. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Just with setting up, planning everything. But we're getting to that point now where like a lot of our armies are painted now. So that's a lot of time I don't have to spend now on the channel per se. So it's giving me more free time. I knew the first year was going to be a lot of just investing a lot of time in getting the prep work done for it. And eventually we'll be able to get to the point where it's just, okay, let's record a game, let's edit the video, and it'll be really streamlined once all that kind of back end stuff is all taken care of in the end.
Yeah. Because you spent a lot of time obviously putting together like a lot of the setups with the scenery, like some of that dwarf scenery is pretty kick-ass, like with the whole dwarven sort of like hold, basically, so like with the big entrances, and it's pretty awesome.
Thank you very much. Yeah, that's kind of what we like really want to do here is we want to do top-notch scenery because that's something that I've always wanted as a kid, right? Like as a kid, 3D printers never existed, so it's all handcrafted stuff, and I obviously didn't have the skill back then to do any of that. So now that I'm a big boy, it's really nice to have the opportunity to 3D print a lot of the really cool terrain added to the table and relive the childhood that I used to have playing Warhammer.
Yeah.
It's pretty sick.
If that, so have you at the other side of the wall there, have you got like a ream of printers then, or like where are you printing?
I do, yeah. So actually my printers are going right now. They've been going nonstop, whether it be bases or movement trays, terrain. We have another project that we're actually about to start up here, and we'll touch on that I think a little bit later when we get to it. But I do have another project that we're going to be starting up here soon. So my printers are going nonstop. PLA is flowing into the studio nonstop over here. The wife is just seeing Amazon packages come that says PLA over and over and over again.
Is you must obviously have a very understanding partner there to let you do all this stuff. But is that who plays on the channel, or is that?
Yeah. Okay. So Jess is my wife.
Jess,
she's been playing since 6th edition. She started with Tomb Kings as her original army back then as well. So she joins us in games. She fills in when I can't find one of my other buddies. They're all working or whatever. She fills in. She's absolutely fantastic. She is my rock in this. She's very supportive. And she even at when I went to my recent event, she came with me, helped do setup, helped do tear down. She was talking on the channel. It was an awesome experience to have that like husband-wife collaboration there. It was good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Wow.
Did she She hasn't played. She just jumped on board.
Well, before we met, we didn't play. So funny story. So I'll give you this real quick. So we started dating. We've been dating since we were dating in high school. And you know, the classic, I have Warhammer. I'm kind of embarrassed at that high school age. So like, I don't want people to know that I actually play this. So I hid everything under my bed. And then she came over one day, and then for some reason, I guess she must have known where dudes hide stuff under their bed. She looks right under there, boom, pulls out Warhammer. She's like, "What is this?" I'm like, "Oh no,
it's the
Playboys." And then she was like, "This is cool." She got some questions. And then she's like, "Can you take me to a store?" And that was it. She was hooked.
Wow. Yeah, my missus.
I never would have thought that story would end like that.
That's amazing. I always thought you were about to say like she pulled it out that she went, and then under her bed there was Warhammer as well.
That was perfect.
No, that's really classic. I love it. Did you want to? What were you up on the week? Do you want to talk about what you were doing on the weekend, or is that better near the end?
Whatever you think. I'll talk whatever you want. I can talk about it now, or maybe we can.
You want to?
A bit later, I reckon. Yeah.
Okay, let's keep going on the battle report stuff. Okay, so I've got a section on here about why we love them, and I guess like I was doing like I think if you've watched this long enough, you saw mine and Josh and Andrew's first games on the still picks that I used to do, which I used to steal that idea from Malorian and Once Bitten. So, like, have you got? Did you watch those guys back in 8th, or was like? Do you get your inspiration from bat reps from YouTube, or was it all the way back to White Dwarf days when they used to do the bat reps in the actual magazine?
100%. So it always started back in the White Dwarf magazines, right? You're like, oh, this is so cool. The terrain, that was everything. It's always something that you want to aspire to have your table to look like, right? Yeah. And it's watching and seeing those bat reps it's one of those things where you can't always get a game in, especially depending on like your location, your community. Sometimes it's hard to even get a single game in a month. So you kind of live vicariously through the battle reports and get that kind of fix. Your Warhammer fix by watching battle reports. So starting from White Dwarf, yes, and then eventually moving into the early days of YouTube, and there wasn't much out there back then. I can tell you that right now. There wasn't really much videos out there. So it mainly started with just the White Dwarf magazines, but eventually moved to YouTube, and then just getting your fix.
I was doing some research before, just like looking back on mine and like looking at those guys, like what's Once Bitten and stuff. And you just see the times, it's like 14, 16 years ago. Stuff like that. I was like, oh my God. Like I sort of remember just watching it. It didn't feel like that long ago, but like, when you think Old World's been out, nearly 2.5 years and it was dead for 5 or 6 or whatever it was. Wow.
That's a lot.
What about you two?
Old.
What's your relationships with battle reports? Except for getting dragged on my channel back in the day.
That was most of it. I don't know. Like I would. It was mainly I just had a few White Dwarfs I would reread. that was my main access to battle reports when I was younger. Aside from that, like I wasn't one that would absorb use like listen to them that often. I suppose. Yeah. Probably the first time I started listening to them more regularly was Stoss's ones when he was doing like the 6 Ed ones right before the Old World came out. And that was actually mainly to learn the rules better. Like to be honest.
Aussie Stoss?
Yeah.
Because I was getting back into 6 Ed having not played Warhammer for ages, and then that was before the Old World came out. And, I could barely remember the rules. So, and there was a little,
and there was never any YouTube for 6 Ed, so it's actually cool. It wasn't start doing it. Yeah.
So that's true.
Yeah. What about you, Andrew? You've just done the same. Hey, I mean, that's the thing. Like, do we like them just because of that? Like these days, it's probably a bit of the tactics and stuff, but also just to see what people are doing. Like I said, like your stuff, Josh, is just amazing. Quality stuff and armies and
There's some good personalities and things. I'm just like trying to remember everyone's names because I used to love watching. There's the guy who's on the Mexican team. He used to play Orc and Goblins. He had
I was going to say Lord Tremendous, but you're talking about the guy from New York.
What's
his name? People will know in the chat.
I'm trying to remember. And he used to have like the little goblin on the spider running around.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was really good. Obviously, mini wargaming guys. I mean, they're up your way, Josh, aren't they?
Yeah, right around the corner from me, actually.
Yeah, really cool.
Yeah. And then because I think you're all together, aren't you? Pretty much. So there's mini mount miniatures, and then I'm trying to remember, is it Ash with all the used to have the rings? Yeah, I used to love his because he was into dwarves as well. Used to love watching his stuff back in the day.
That's the Guerrilla Gaming channel. Is that one? Is that Ash or different?
Yeah, that's
okay. Yeah.
So I'm assuming you guys all kind of mingle a bit.
So Mini Wargaming and Mount Miniatures are all in the same city as me. They're literally a 5-minute drive like down the road. So I see them quite frequently. Ash has his own studio out in like the Niagara Falls area. We see him at like gaming event stuff. We see each other every once in a while. Great guy. Love Ash. Love his content. He's a great content creator. I like how he carries a lot of more like indie games and everything now, which is really cool to see the different game systems coming up.
Yeah. I just used to watch him back in the day because obviously him and Mount Miniatures obviously kind of had a thing. They were on doing some bit of collaboration for quite a bit there. I don't know if they used to live together or they traveled, but yeah. But it was great.
Oh, that's cool. Let's just start talking about the specifics of actually doing battle reports. What are the goods and bads and all that sort of stuff. I mean, I've got notes here, but all right, maybe I'll just hand it to you initially, Josh. What's your thoughts on when you were putting that channel together in your head? What did you think? Oh, it needs to have X, Y, Z.
Yeah, for sure. So the main thing that I see from like what I want my battle report channel to be was I needed to have good quality video. That's very important because like you want to make sure that you bring out all the detail that's coming out in your models there. Sound is also key. There's nothing worse than, unfortunately, like a little bit lower quality sound where you get a lot of background noise. So that was one thing I wanted to make sure I had. And then just, we're not super competitive players on our channel. We're more of the narrative side of everything. Like, don't get me wrong, we love competitive, but we want to make sure we had excellent looking tables. We always want to make sure our terrain was top notch to really pull people into the channel. Like, oh my God, look at this. This is what is like, was in a White Dwarf magazine, right? That's kind of what we wanted to do to make sure that our channel always had good terrain, good armies. Video quality was good, and then the sound was on point. So those are the kind of the steps I took to make sure that we had that taken care of, and then we can always work on anything else after that point.
Yeah. I feel like because like sometimes like there's so many different formats, like there is still picture. There's you can do the handy cams. You have the multiple cameras, but like you don't have to have all that from day one. You can just, as long as you get to feel the things right. Yeah.
So good point. So the one thing is like a lot of people just need to understand like your cell phones nowadays, like modern cell phones. Those cameras are absolutely dynamite. Like I went out and bought just an iPhone 16 when I started to record. The camera is great. That's where I shoot all my handheld bat reps on, is just still my phone.
Same.
That works great. My wife has like an S24 or something like that. So that's my backup camera. And that's what we started with when we were shooting all of our video. So don't think that you need to run out there and buy like a separate $2,000 camera, then add a lens on top of that to get what you need. Go with what you have. Go just with your cell phone camera. It's going to be good enough. I promise you that. It's going to be good enough.
And also the cell phone cameras are so good with the lighting these days. So like you can look at it and go, oh, I need better lighting, which you probably always can have better lighting. But these cameras, half the time you look back at the video of your camera and you go, oh, it actually looks okay. And I'm just using my normal lights in the room.
100%. Well, they all kind of have like they auto white balance now. They do everything on their own for lighting. Like they're very smart. And of course, if you get to know your cell phone and all the settings, you can make amazing quality content just with adjusting some minor tweaking on your phone for sure.
I guess the other thing is armies. What do you do? Obviously you must have had armies first though. Like how do you did it start with you had enough, or has this made you go, we just got to keep cranking out some armies? You said you've got all painted ones now. So.
Yeah,
6, is it? High
So
Elves, Empire, Tomb Kings, Dwarves. I feel like I'm missing one.
We have Ogre Kingdoms. We have Orcs, Goblins, Lizardmen now. Skaven, Dark Elves. We have the only ones. Let's go with what I don't have right now. I think that's
Yeah.
There's so many.
Almost all of them.
And all the matching terrain. It's crazy.
We all of them we don't really have represented right now is Chaos Dwarfs. Bretonia is 99% complete, so that's gonna be the next one. That's probably on the list. I just finished 2,500 points of Cafe, fully painted, so those are all done now. What don't we have? Yeah, Chaos Dwarves, Beastmen. But I have the Beastmen, so I have to paint them up. I have almost every army. It's just I need to paint up some stuff for the most part.
Yeah.
But like, okay, so how many did you have May 2025?
I want to say it's probably 4 that we started with.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
In a year?
Yeah. No, but I have to give a shout out to the guys that come on the channel, like Kyle and stuff. What we do is we kind of all came together. Like, so Kyle's High Elf army, he keeps that at my house, and he's like, use this for the channel. So it helped out that way. So they helped me get started with their armies. And what we're doing now is like, now that I've painted most of the armies, I'm going back and doing my own High Elves now, painting those up and keeping them in the studio so they can have their own armies, and I'll have the studio armies. But without them, we would not have the variety of armies that we have on the channel now.
Yeah, because that's like I found like because Andrew and I tried. Well, we probably don't get as many as we'd like, but we found like one of the challenges is you need to play. Well, you want to play more different types of armies, so you're not playing the same thing on your channel all the time. But at the same time, then you end up like going, well, I haven't played this army in like 6 months, and I'm like fiddling around with the rules and stuff. Is that something that you run into? Like how proficient are you at each army, or which favorites do you have out of that group?
So it's hard to be it's kind of a jack of all trades, master of none type of thing, right? It's like you're trying to remember all the rules for every army that has little slight tweaks and variation. I think Old World makes it a lot easier to be able to play multiple armies now because of the universal special rules. You just kind of look at something like, oh, well, that's how this plays with this one. This is the same rule for everything instead of having unique ones. So it is a little rough sometimes, especially when we play with one that's not as prevalent on the channel. It's like, oh, what does this do? You forget rules, forget certain things. Comments or the people watching are very quick to point those out, which thank you so much, because that's how you learn, to be honest. Like, I don't take any sort of like any comment, hey, forgot to do this, as like a slight against me or anything. It's like, good, tell me so in the future I know I can remember that. But as far as the ones I know the best or the most well-known, I'd say Dwarves. I'm a big Dwarf fan. So those ones are definitely probably the one that I like to run the most, and Empire are probably the two that I run the most, that I'm most familiar with.
Cool. No, I like that. And how big are all these armies then? Because you just said 2,500 points of one of them. I can't remember which one that was, but Yeah, so Cafe is 2,500. I'd say most of our armies sit around the 3,000 points, but then a lot of them go up. Like the Empire army that we have here is probably about 8,000 points, 9,000 points of Empire. Wow.
Skaven's probably about the same. Ogre Kingdoms is probably 5,000. What else do we have? Bretonia is the 3,000. Yeah, so like 2,500, 3,000 is probably our average right now for what we have available.
Yeah,
for most armies.
Whoa.
That's a I'm
a
still
lot of
amazed that you pay. Like, I feel like I can paint an army pretty quick, like when I put my mind to it. But I don't know about 10 or whatever in a year, whatever you just said. If you do the maths,
crazy.
Yeah. It's one of those things where I go to work, I come home, paint for a couple hours, go to bed, wake up, go to work, come home, repeat just that over and over again.
Did you end up like I can't remember every army that you got on there in terms of the videos. Like, are you using? Is it a mix of GW, 3D print stuff? Like what or secondhand? Like how are you building these?
No. So pretty much all the armies that we have now are the official GW models. I don't have any recast. I may have a 3D print for character, and maybe one of my Gorgers is like a 3D print. But everything is official GW models that's on our channel.
Okay, cool. Because I mean, Mountain Miniatures do that too, eh? Like it's all official stuff on theirs as well. Yeah, is that like a deliberate thing, or you just like them, or have you got like is just you don't get sponsored or anything by GW though, do you?
No, I'm not
you
sponsored
don't
by GW in any way.
Although you don't get to
GW,
pre-order stuff. Yeah. Yeah. You're open to it. Yeah. No, that's cool.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, it is kind of a deliberate thing that we're doing to keep with all GW models. So I want when people open up, like, again, it goes back to what I remember as a kid. So like I remember the beautifully painted GW models, and that's kind of what I aspire to have on the channel, is the same thing that people, when they look at it, like, oh, this is what I remember Warhammer being back in the day. So that's kind of what I do.
Yeah. Yeah, and look, I mean, it's the nostalgia, and then the new ones coming out, they bloody look awesome as well, so that's fun. So I guess all the 3D printers that are running are all your terrain.
That's it, just terrain and bases and moon trace. That's all it's printing right now.
I've got a question I dare need to ask. Have you haven't transferred to Renegades full time? You just on and off?
No, so we do. I haven't done the newest edition of Renegades. I think it was 1.5 edition. We still play all of our Renegade armies with the 1.5 edition. We were waiting until everything, like all the beta rules, were tested for the new Renegades and everything like that. Once the official release is, and once that's done, then we're going to transfer to all the new Renegade rules as well for that.
Yeah. Okay. So all the battle reps, you're not doing Renegades, not Renegades.
No, it's all Renegades. Yeah, we do. All the ones are built through Renegades, through Old World Builder, and that way everything is good to go. Yeah.
Yeah, sweet. Sorry, I'll just remember some of the older ones. I didn't remember in the title if you used to have Renegades or not.
That's probably just me just forgetting to put in Renegades. There's a couple times where it's like we've done it so much that I just figured it's kind of implied that we're doing Renegades.
Yeah. And you find that's, I'm assuming, more of a, is that a national thing? Renegades is quite recognized, or it's still sort of 50-50, or?
It seems like most events that are being hosted that I see, everyone is pretty much doing the Renegades pack. I think they just are trying to keep as many players as they can and have the old armies coming out to the events for just player counts. And also the Renegades, those are classic armies that we all used to play with. We want to still see them represented on the table. So I think TOs are all pretty much still using all the Renegade rules.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. I was just going to ask as well. So, like, obviously, I know you like having a bit of narrative, even with your normal battle reports. But then you've got the featured larger, like the Albion. Is that just something you're just going to continue? Like, do you find putting those together, the bigger sort of campaigns, a bit harder? Or
yes, the biggest problem with the bigger campaigns is the way we were doing it is we were kind of had I think we had 6 people in the campaign that we were doing like the Escalation League style campaign for it. Great on paper, but real life comes in. Everyone has jobs, scheduling issues, trying to get the matchups to go, because it's not just being an Escalation League where just get your game in a week and you're good to go. No, it's like we have to link up with those 2 players plus me with the camera to record everything.
Yeah.
So it became a little bit of an issue with scheduling, trying to get everything in. So the Albion campaign is on pause right now while we retool and figure out what we're going to do. I think going forward for our campaigns, it's going to be kind of like I'm always playing the army that's kind of the feature in the narrative campaign as they go through the story, and then it's like my opponents will be, hey, you're play this army. This is the narrative style we're going for. Try to make a list, and we'll do a narrative battle based on that and pulling people in to further the story that way.
So one person's they're not using one army the whole time, like, and even you aren't. You're like doing the main army at that time, and you just pull someone in because that way you're always available, obviously. Yeah,
that's right. That way it's a little bit less of a pain than try to work on 3 schedules. It's just working on myself and the opponent for that, and that makes it a little bit easier to get the campaign rolling.
Yeah, because everyone had their own faction, didn't they? Like they were. That was a lot what the narrative was about, wasn't it? Like everyone's
exactly. So everyone was building a brand new army at the time.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the way to get everyone painted up to get the new army going, and also double as a campaign. But yeah, it was just we ran into scheduling issues with everything. Like we all work together at the same company. But we're all shift workers at the same time. So like sometimes our schedules don't line up properly, so it just became a scheduling issue.
Yeah, sweet. Cool.
So you're going to set up a new studio at the work as well, and that way you can just depending on where
I'm not sure if you noticed. A little while ago, we actually ended up doing myself and Kyle, that's on the channel. We were like, it was dead at work one night, and we're like, let's play Warhammer. So we got paper, we cut out squares and everything for it. Put it on,
I saw that picture.
Yeah,
you sent me that picture actually. Is that what?
Yeah.
Is that at work?
Yeah, so we were at work there, and I'm just like, as like something bad, we ripped off a square. That's how we played.
Let's go.
That takes you back to 3rd edition. They used to give you the little printouts at the back of the book. So there you
go. Yeah.
What do you guys want to talk about with this in terms of? It's almost like I feel like what are the different ways to put the battle report channel or the battle reports together? We just talked about narrative, but like what scheduling have you been found works or what doesn't? What's critical in terms of, are you just inviting people off the street? That type of thing. Like what's worked for you and what you've seen out there in terms of if you had to tell someone, give them some advice, like, what should they be looking for?
So the biggest thing is obviously you want a good personality that's going to be on your channel to complement your video and your style as well, right? So it's hard to pull somebody off the street only because you need to know the person to know that they're gonna be a good sport about everything. That's very important, is that your partner is the person you're playing against isn't just gonna like give up halfway through if they're getting crushed. Like, they gotta play it out, unfortunately.
Yeah.
People want to see it. And also we kind of put ourselves as a very try to put ourselves as like a family friendly channel, so we try to keep the cursing and everything to a minimum and whatnot. So you got to make sure that the person coming in is going to abide by that as well. So that's why we all started doing it with the people I work with. We're all friends there and everything well before we were starting to get into the old world, so kind of knew what they were going to be like on camera. We're used to talking to people with our jobs, so we knew that they would be good on camera. So that's the main thing, is knowing that your personality that's going to be across from you is going to be the right fit for the channel. That's very important.
Yeah. That makes sense. I find that too. Like, that's why most of the time it's just me and Andrew these days. I mean, I used to have, but like in 8th, I used to get a fair few people from my club. But yeah, it's usually the people that you know, and this is just it's the hobby a little bit too. Like you know which people you can have a good game with after, like you play tournaments, and sometimes you play people that you go, yeah, I wouldn't have them over, but I'm happy to play them in a tournament, but I probably wouldn't have them over to my house to play, So it's a very similar thing.
So he's saying he's in all of Newcastle. The only person you want to do battle reports with is Andrew?
No, I'm saying,
We're in the same spectrum of aspersions. We've got the same.
I was saying in 8th, I used to get more people, but yes, now it's just Andrew. I don't know why. There is less old worlders here, but yeah, who knows?
There is. There's a lot less.
Yeah. But I think, you know what it is? I think in our case, it's because we are now doing, when we do a battle report, it's like a video one. It's like you sort of go, well, I need to get one in with Andrew, so I get that in. Like if I was playing every week, then I'd probably alternate it with someone else, but because I don't, then it's like 2 or 3 weeks later, I better get one. Better get a bat rep out. Andrew, can you come over? Like it's just fallen into that trap. So yeah.
That is actually, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I guess because the old battle reports also were just pictures. They didn't require any sort of personality or interaction with the opponent, right? So that was, self-limiting anyway.
Yeah, that's right. It was just me talking over the pictures, so I didn't have to worry about it as much. And none of the people I used to get over, I wouldn't be able to be on camera. It's just back then, didn't have anything. Didn't have cell phones like these days. So
Yeah. No, definitely.
Yeah. So
kind of circling back to what you said, I kind of want to touch on is that's kind of what the channel has become now. It seems like if I'm playing a game of Warhammer, it's like I might as well have a camera in my hand. So it's kind of a blessing and a curse at the same time. It's like it's hard just to get a normal game of Warhammer in, because you always like, well, this could possibly be content. So every time I play, it's having a camera in my hand, which, don't get me wrong, I love doing it, but it still is nice to have like a chill night with your buddy, not have a camera in your hand, just rolling dice, just like very casually. Because there's a lot you have to think about when you're playing with the camera in your hand. It's not just capturing the footage. It's, are you in frame? Are you trying to monitor to make sure your rules and their rules are accurate? There's a lot going on when you're recording a game.
Is there more time taken as well in terms of catching things on the video, or stuff you wouldn't otherwise do if you weren't recording it for a battle report? If you know what I mean? Like does the whole process, like compared to just playing a game, like you're saying, like you're playing a game but with a camera in your hand, like is there other stuff that you're recording or narrative that you're doing, or like turn summaries or that type of thing, like that, you know, that you normally be doing?
Basically when I record, you're kind of lost in the moment when you're playing the game and you're recording. So you're doing the shots and you're going. A lot of stuff that I catch, unfortunately, like if there's a rules error, is caught after the fact in post. And you're like, So you gotta do that little awkward blurb, really like, hey, you know, should have moved it on 5, my bad. Type of stuff, right? But then we've gotten to kind of a good flow now where I've learned what to cut, what not, like what to cut out, just like stop the camera, stop recording, then record again when it's time to, whenever things kind of happening. So we've gotten a good flow with that. A lot of the time is actually also in post when we're doing the editing and whatnot, adding the graphics, adding the narrative videos and stuff like that. So not only is the time recording that you think about that, which is you are adding time because you want to make sure everything's in frame. You're taking time, you're talking with your opponent to make sure that, are you sure you want to do that? Because we don't want content where it's like, I'm going to trounce you by turn 3 and this game is over. So you want to make sure you're giving your opponent the opportunity to be like, you know, maybe if you do this, I'm going to charge you. I'm going to break your back in this army. You always want good content. So you're trying to be like, you're trying to help your opponent at the same time because you want to make sure it's good content. It's kind of off topic or kind of spun in a different way, but yeah, there's a lot going on when you record a video, a lot going on in your head. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
It's an interesting point because, and this, you know, people are listening to this back and they're like, should I do bat reps? There's heaps of different ways here where like you can do a lot of stuff and like all that post stuff, or what I think a lot of these channels like yours and ours and stuff have gone to with the little, I call it handy cams, but the just the phones is it can actually be quite quick as well. If you get good at just like, you know, these days, I don't know if everyone knows, but I mean, you're probably doing a similar thing. You've just got the wireless lapel mic things, which
that's all.
Is that connecting? You know, you're probably putting your audio through something else, or does it connect to the main phone that you're using? Like what's sort of the structure you use?
Yeah, so that's all that is. So I use the DJI Mic 3 system. So you have your little receiver that's here. And there's an adapter that plugs in, just plugs right to the bottom of your cell phone. And that's all it is, right? And then I use the DJI gimbal, which obviously you can use any gimbal you want. And that's basically for my handheld bat reps. That's all that I use. So very minimal to record the bat.
Yeah, like if you weren't doing all the like narrative stuff at the front and all that, like you can actually just smash through, film, throw some dice, and you can get something out, and it's actually quite good. Now, obviously, you level it up with what you do with the, you know, the dice cams and the narrative shots of the armies and stuff. But I want people to realize that, like, you don't have to either. Like, it's actually quite fast these days with the cameras because you're only filming and there's no cut, there's no editing hardly, because as long as you only film what you're gonna film and use,
just on the phone.
That's it. Like anytime that there's any sort of like break or someone's trying to figure out what they're going to do, it's just cutting. That's just dead air. There's no point in having that there. And then you're trying to capture also hilarious, funny moments and stuff because you want to make sure that goes in the battle report because Warhammer can be hilarious and people like seeing that. But for the most part, it's like if your opponent is sitting there thinking for a while, just cut the camera. And I'll be like, let me know when you're ready. And then, hey, I'm ready. Record. And then they do their dice, know what they're doing, and just helps so much with putting everything together at the end. So, and that comes with time and practice. Like it's something that I learned going forward. Because before I was recording, it's like, man, I have like 3 hours of video that I have to edit now. Now it's like, okay, I've got segments of like 2 minutes that I'm recording each time. And it's just a lot easier to like dump it all into the timeline and then it's done.
Yeah. No, that's what we found. Like, you go, Andrew.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to bring up something that Josh said before, which is any people that I suppose were trying to build a channel around an international audience is a lot of people probably wouldn't realize because part of my work, I was pretty lucky. I got to live in the US for a year and got to travel around all over the shop. People in Australia probably wouldn't realize the amount of casual cursing that we actually do in Australia. Probably the UK is the same. But in the Americas, they're actually super polite. So a lot of people really do get off by Oh yeah, but just casual cursing it's not considered a good thing by quite a few North American residents, just because it is. You go out and it's like, oh, hey sir, how you going, sir? Like it's a very polite sort of public society, I suppose. So yeah, it's just something I think people would have to consider. Would be definitely, I suppose PC without being too over the top, but just if you're trying to have that big international audience, you might have to just be a bit careful.
Are you directing that at me, Andrew? Or?
No, not at all. I'm probably the worst out of all.
We're banned from Black Sigil.
Yeah, but obviously, Josh, you were saying like a family-friendly thing, but I mean, obviously, you live there, so you don't curse in public, do you? Like it's very.
try to keep it to a minute. Oh my goodness, what do we have here?
That's the worst word he uses, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's kind of the main thing. Like when you look at the analytics for the channel, because like YouTube, if you ever like anyone has a channel that's watching this, YouTube has so many different so much data you can pull from the analytics, right? Like they give you down to like the city sometimes of what's watching your videos. So like my demographic that watch my videos are generally people that are around my age, usually the 35 to 44 bracket. That's the biggest one. And that's kind of the ones that tend to be having the younger families now and just kind of in that bracket. So like when they start showing their kids videos, I want to make sure that there's not like any sort of cursing or anything that kind of deter them from showing their children the videos, unless maybe that's how it is in Australia and the UK. I don't know what you guys.
We bring them up that way. Have you seen the actual Australian version of Bluey? Nah, just kidding.
I can throw maybe a C word every once in a while. It's definitely a different tone down here in over in North America than it is over in Australia. So, it's kind of I kind of got used to that though, because my best buddy playing wargaming was actually from Australia. He was from Adelaide, and he immigrated over here. So he used to drop a lot of the the slang down over here, and I was like, ooh, gotta get used to that, hearing that word over here in North America.
Yeah, there's plenty of Aussies actually go to Canada because they can't get into America because of the green card. So I think we do a bit of swapsies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very similar, I reckon. Yeah, we're like sister countries a little bit. Just one's hot, one's cold. So
all part of the Commonwealth, baby.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's it.
What else do I have on there? Just look, I was wondering maybe with the topic I just brought up about, like making how easy it is to just take pictures and do that. You can go the whole hog, which I feel like this is where you're potentially going, and maybe you can talk about it, is not just doing the bat rep, but actually streaming the whole game and what that actually entails and things like that. Yeah. The whole 3-4 hours or whatever. Yeah. You're moving into that, or you're actually doing it for tournaments, I see.
So we started off obviously the channel doing just handheld battle reports with just the one camera, right? We started doing live stream like in the studio. Now we have it all set up, multiple cameras, everything like that. We started off, even when we started off doing the live streams, it was literally 4 cell phone cameras. That's what or 3 cell phone cameras. That's what we used when we first started. Obviously with the support from the community, the members and the donations we get, we were able to now fill our studio with all 4K cameras for the most part, which has helped a lot. So for the live streams, when we record in the studio, it is a lot going on because I don't have a camera operator. So when I do live streams, it's all me doing the switches between the cameras, making sure the shots are all lined up and everything. It is a lot of work to go 4 hours of always being on. That is what I think a lot of people don't understand. Like like I'm generally a very happy-going guy. It's just on the when you're doing when you're a YouTube personality, I guess I call myself now. You have to be on for the audience at all times. You want to make sure that you're hitting that same level of excitement, no matter what the outcome is. You hit that same level of excitement to keep the audience interested. So even when I'm getting absolutely destroyed on the channel, still positive. You got to keep that line.
Well, it's even filling in the white space, because like Warhammer's often, if you're just playing in a tournament, you'll have those points where you're not talking because people are thinking about what they're trying to do. You're like looking at your next move, and if you do that on channel, that's just silence.
Yeah, 100%. So that's why like we always try is like, because in my studio I have a TV that's set up at the end of my studio that has literally the chat on it. So in between what we kind of edit out is even the live streams, I stop record in between when there's a lull. So then I just start interacting with the audience. to keep them engaged, talking in the chat, seeing what's going on, asking what they're doing for hobbying, while my opponent is doing his movement or contemplating something going on. So you fill that white space to keep them engaged with that. And I find that's what keeps your viewer retention up, is just taking a pause, talking with them when you're not doing actual recording the game, keeps them engaged and keeps them happy, which is also the main goal, is keeping your audience happy and want to stay there and watch you.
Yeah.
So what's your breakdown of like live streams versus like just your handheld ones? Are they all live now?
No, so I still do. I crush out 3 handheld bat reports a month. It's 2 for the general public, 1 for the members only. And then the live streams is purely scheduling. So the work that I do, we work 3 on 3 off 12-hour days. And it's very weekend heavy. So we'll go a whole month of working all weekends. So I won't do any live streams that month. I keep them only for weekends. So, on the months that I have weekends off, I try to schedule a live stream on top of doing handheld battle reports and everything. I try to do live streams on every weekend I have available.
I was going to ask you about that scheduling in terms of like, one of the struggles we've had, and this is an Australian thing maybe, is because Andrew and I started some full live streams from like this room originally when Old World came out. Like I set it all up and we did a bit, but in Australia, like if you're playing at night, it's early in the morning in North America, you're probably not getting too much, chatter. And in Australia, obviously there's not as much chatter just in general. So I sometimes wonder if we're a little bit disadvantaged with, the time zone in terms of being able to have a live stream that is that interactive. But with that would be my question of like, is there days of the week that work better for North American? I know like Mountain Miniatures does like a Thursday night, does he, for their live stream?
They were doing a Wednesday, Thursday. I think they just moved. They moved now to straight Mondays now.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yes, but
I didn't even notice.
But when it comes to trying to figure out the time, it's so what I did, again, going to the analytics, I saw what countries were the top countries that were watching my videos, which is the top 2 is the UK and the US, and they're pretty even. So I had to decide and be like, okay, what is a good time that kind of gets them both incorporated into the event? And we found like 1:30 kind of works, because that's like 6:30, 7:30, something like that over in the UK. So that gets them just after dinner. They're sitting down, and then it's on a weekend generally. So Americans are home generally as well. So we're able to maximize our audience that way by doing around 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on weekends to capture both those audiences.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. Okay.
You've really nutted it out.
Yeah.
It's
like when you go live stream and you want that interaction, that's the thing.
I suppose,
until you've got once you got the momentum and everyone knows you're there every whatever, then it can drag some of that itself. But yeah, it is something to think about for people trying to do live streams. Yeah.
Stream time, 3 a.m.
We'll get
That's right. Well, I'll be up on a Mondays usually watching the football at that time, so we can play. But you've gone further than just live streaming to just making life hard for yourself, dragging the stuff out of your studio. To tournaments. Did you want to talk about that, or is this a new thing? Or
cover it.
So, just when you thought you never had any time to do anything else, you decided to slap on more work for yourself. Recently, actually, we just started doing coverage of live events. So this is brand new for us. Something that we saw was kind of maybe lacking a little bit in Old World. Like 40K has the coverage, a lot of the coverage. We're doing live streams like that. Not too many people are doing the Old World coverage that I've been seeing. Dolby After Dark, shout out to Richie. He's also a good mentor of mine. He gave me a lot of information, has been helping me along this journey as well. So between Dolby After Dark, Richie, and then Steve and Luca from Mount Miniatures, they're the ones that are really my mentors here. So shout out to those guys for helping me on this journey for sure. They're absolute amazing dudes. Anyways, back to what we're talking about. Yeah, so I got invited out of the blue from the organizers of Summer Smash, in that they host out of Oshawa, Ontario, just outside of Toronto, and they want to know if I'd come up and cover their event. I'm like, sure. I don't have any equipment for it. So as soon as I said that, I'm like, you know what? let's start researching what I need. So I went out and I picked up an overhead rig system. So that basically it rises and lowers, and I can put all my cameras, my lights, everything on it, bought lights and whatnot for it. And I did a practice broadcast here in the studio, which was for members only, which was, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, one of the best times I've had doing any content for Warhammer. Just watching the game and doing like almost like a esports commentary over it. It was absolutely amazing to do. And so you get a great chance to interact with the audience. You're talking with the people doing the game. You have people filtering in and out. It was absolute blast. So then we went on to Summer Smash for our first event, which was this weekend. And we set up everything the day before, went up there. The hosts were fantastic. So that would be Kyle, Ben, and oh my God, I'm blanking right now. I feel so bad for getting the name here. Anyways, the guys at Summer Smash were absolutely fantastic. Anyways, we got set up. We were doing the first channel, not knowing what was going to happen, and it was a surreal experience to be on the stage, lights on you, getting people to come up there to watch the stream. They're all live now. People want to go see them. Sorry, and it was Doug was the other organizer. It just came to me, so thank you, Doug. And this is the route that I think I want to start doing more, because just going out, hanging out with a bunch of like-minded people, recording all the footage and everything was an amazing experience.
So just, like if people don't know, like go to obviously the channel. We'll put the links, but people can search. Yeah, you've got them all up already. Like I guess they're all live, so they're just there.
Yeah, 100%. So we brought our laptops up with there, and this obviously there's always going to be technical issues. There always is with technology nowadays. So we had to like think on the fly when we had a camera go down or a syncing issue. But the people that we met there were all absolutely fantastic, super supportive of the channel. We brought T-shirts for everyone that came up on the video, so everyone got like a Black Sigil T-shirt.
Oh, cool.
We donated a battalion box for the event as well for going up there. And just to get coverage of Old World and bring more eyes onto the Old World tournament scene, because there's obviously there's a big separation we find between narrative play and competitive play. Like usually if you're a competitive player, you don't do too much narrative. If you're a narrative player, you don't do too much competitive play. So I'm hoping on the channel that we can kind of bridge that gap by doing all these events and everything to bring everyone together. But it was the best experience and most fun I've had creating content for Old World. It was so fun.
Did you do any prep? Like, how much prep did you do in terms of understanding who was going, their lists, and like, because I feel like it's a bit of a sports thing, isn't it? Like you get these two players together, and then you like have to talk through the lists and what they might do. And I mean, was that a challenge?
100% it was, because you don't know who's going to be coming up on that stage until that round is about to start, because it's all through BCP that they run it through.
Yep.
So it picks out who's going on, who the pairings are, and they just pick who's going up there. So I had to kind of scramble, and there's less than a half an hour between rounds. So between trying to use the washroom or getting some food or a drink, and then it was a little bit rough. But being able to access the list on BCP and then just quickly putting them up, changing a little bit of the overlay in between, and then just having I don't say I have a full grasp of every army, but having a general understanding, you're able to kind of see the matchups and you're kind of able to call kind of what's going to happen, which is a lot of fun to kind of go through what strategies in your head and what you think they're going to do. And then to see what they actually do is kind of really interesting. It's like, oh, I never thought they would do that. Or that's a weird thing. I wouldn't have done that. And it's like, oh no, I called that. They're doing exactly what I thought they would do. And it was just.
Could they hear you talk? Like I've only skimmed it because I was out this weekend. Like, could they hear you talking what they were doing, or like, did you drag them on the channel occasion, like the stream?
It was probably a little hard for them to hear. There was the event. There was probably about 100 people. I would say close to 100 people in that event center. So it was one big room. So it was a little bit loud. The noise cancellation on the mics and everything was great. So it kept a lot of it at bay. But there was times where like I may see like a little bit of a rules issue that for something that I would kind of do that, talk a little bit louder. Oh, I think there's a panic check that should happen here, type of thing to kind of help out.
I think I tuned into one, and I think you were calling over, going, "What just happened? Did someone run away?" I don't know. Like someone's like, obviously something's panic checked off the board, and you were like, "What the hell?" So,
yeah, because that's the hard thing too. Is because the way it was formatted, it was hard to hear them at times. So you're kind of just trying to anticipate what's happening, what's going on, what you think's going on. You kind of always have an ear listening, but sometimes it'll be like, "Hey, what just happened there?" And they'll tell you what just happened, and I'll just like relay it to the audience. But that was the one issue that I did experience while trying to do this, is trying to figure out how I can hear them better so I can then relay the information. Because all of it was like, they rolled dice, I'm like, not sure what that was for. I think it's for this. And then you see something move and you're like, oh, okay, no, this is what it was for.
Yeah. So they didn't, they didn't have the mics on.
Yeah, could they be
themselves?
mic'd up?
I can't remember.
Not necessarily to go on the stream, but could you? Yeah.
So potentially that's something to look at in the future. I was just worried with the system that I have here with the DJI mics. Like I can make up to 4 people on one receiver. The problem is like I can't single out the audio. It all just comes into the transmitter.
Yeah.
So my biggest concern is, sometimes there's some colorful characters that play Warhammer, and certain words get thrown around that I don't really want on the stream. So it's kind of like I don't want a curse word or something to come over.
That's a trick.
That's the biggest issue.
Yeah.
Because
I went to these other mics because I was using we were using the Rhodes, weren't we, Andrew? And they were good, and they are good, but they don't come with inbuilt noise cancelling, so you've got to do it yourself. And then Cam found I don't know what they're called. What are these? CM28 Pros. They come with inbuilt noise cancelling. So when we're just doing it ourselves, they just work. But the cool thing about the Rode is I've got like this, I had to reset it, Josh, as you know, before we started because it broke when I got on the stream. But I had to reset that. It's a Rode Duocaster little mixing board thing, and you can plug up to 4 of you can just wireless 4 of the Rode mics straight into that and have them all individual as well. So I was like, oh, okay, that's perfect for that type of streaming environment because then you've got all 4 individuals coming through. So, and then you could fiddle with the noise cancelling and stuff. But yeah, it's just, man, it turns into a bloody tech nightmare, especially when you're on the road as well, I'd imagine, and you've dragged all this stuff. Yeah. Oh, God.
So one thing I want to touch on is prior to doing this, I have no background in audio, video, nothing like that. So for those that are thinking about gaming, you don't need any background. This has all been a giant learning experience. So don't let that deter you from starting a channel or whatever content you want to create. With YouTube itself, there's so many guides and what to do, what to look for, reviews on products. The other thing is too is a lot of people may not be aware of what software to use when making videos, right, on that back end. You don't need to go with anything crazy. Like myself, I'm very open book. I'll tell everyone what I have, and I hope it inspires others to try to create content out there for Old World. I use DaVinci for my video editing. DaVinci is actually free. It's a very close clone to Adobe Premiere, and it's free. So you can go download that. Obviously, there's a full version that has more filters and effects and stuff like that. But for what I'm doing, this is perfect. It's worked flawlessly the whole time. A little bit of a learning curve. I had to do a little bit of YouTube guide on, how do I do this? How do I do that?
Yeah, no.
But
I'm still struggling with that one. Cam just said, hear that, Camo? DaVinci. I've literally got it here, and then I just always fall back to my other one because it just does it all for me. But but
DaVinci is what I go with there, and that's really the only editing software that I use. It's a studio all in one, so you can do your color correcting, you can do everything all in that one studio. So that's what I use for that. And then even so, I need my Photoshop or graphics and stuff that I use. I use that's kind of dropping Photoshop, but I use a browser. Photopea is what I use, which is also free. Photoshop clone, free web browser. You can do everything there for any sort of Photoshop needs or video editing that you need, picture editing and everything like that. I just do it in there. So don't think that you need to drop money right off the hop to get decent quality anything. Like there's free applications out there for it to use. And that's what got me in was minimal investment. Cell phone, gimbal, mics. Shooting armies and shooting videos. That's all that got me in.
Yeah, no, that's what I've found, and I've just found that, if you're not too worried about multiple cameras and stuff, you can just these cameras we just shoot a couple of videos. We do have the second camera because Cam I mean, he's just on there now. There is some cool little things that we have added in thanks to Cam, where we've got a second camera running and we just sort of turn it on for some animation between movement phases and speed it up. It just adds a little bit of variety, but it doesn't mean we have to like sync anything up too much because we haven't been using a dice cam. Now, Cam, the dentist, uses a dice cam, but that becomes then annoying where you got to like sync it up to the footage of what you've got and stuff, unless you record the whole thing. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm still trying to find the perfect, easy way to do it so I don't have to spend too much stuff in post, I guess. That's the annoying bit. What did Cam just said? What gimbal are you using? That's my next purchase.
So I'm using the DJI gimbal. There's a theme here. I'm using a lot of DJI products just because they all talk with each other. Makes it very easy for the sound, and using their built-in app that they have that kind of brings the sound, the gimbal, video all together. Again, bought all off Amazon, not super expensive, which was great to get started. That I would recommend DJI products for pretty much all my video editing stuff. They've been absolutely rock solid. Obviously, use whatever you're comfortable with. That's just what I use on my channel.
Yeah, cool. And so, and I might as well ask it now because we're talking tech. You did say you switched to, now you're using cameras, not cell phones for some of them. Is that right? What did you go to for there, and how much sort of did they set you back?
So I went with, because we're going to be shooting a new style of our handheld bat reps. They're going to be a little bit higher production value going forward. This is just, it's adding more work for myself. I don't know why I do this to myself, but this is the world I live in now. So I went with PTZ cameras. So they're the ones that you can actually rotate the camera itself. So I went with the OBS spot camera. So I have a Tail 2 camera. That one set me back about 2,000 Canadian for it. But again, this is all from the support of the channel. I just want people that are watching, just know that the money that we get from any sort of donations onto our channel all goes right back into the studio, with building the studio, camera work, upgrading tech, getting everything ready for the studio. That's what, just want people to know that that's what it all goes towards. I'm not going on, I'm not going on elaborate vacations here on your dime. This is going straight back into the channel here.
That's it.
So I go with that for like my so I can get close, tight shots that I can manually zoom in, zoom out, rotate the camera while I'm streaming. Cool. We're going to be purchasing a second one of those very soon. And then for my overhead camera, I just went with the honestly, it's a webcam. It's an OBS Bot Tiny 3, which is also a small PTZ camera. It makes it easy for setup and everything, that you can set presets on it. So if I want to zoom in anything, I just push a button and it goes right back to one of the presets. So that's what I use for that. I'm still using, like, for my dice cam, is still just a old cell phone, because it's a dice box. Eventually I will replace that. But yeah, so we're kind of sticking with the OBS Bot cameras just because it has an in-house studio as well to do all like the camera rotation, zooming in, zooming out, AI tracking. So like this camera, even right now, like it's following me wherever I go. It just keeps on you. So
it just it takes away. I mean, well, you don't need the other person sitting there to help you do it. Then, you know, if you can make that stuff easy. But they're not cheap, those ones, I guess. But no, that's excited to see how this is going to look.
So like that's the thing, is like I don't have a camera operator that does anything. It's all done for me. So anything that can help alleviate that burn and keep things running a little bit smoother, instead of like, okay, let me adjust this, let me make sure this is good. It's just to help with the ease of the creation process.
We just got a question about the live mixing. Do you, what is it, OBS or? Yep,
it's all through OBS. Everything's through OBS. So again, what I do when I usually do my streams, I'll be very transparent. So I have my computer now outside of my studio, so I don't need to be in the studio when I'm doing any of my work. Right? I have all the cables running out of the studio, and then I just have on the end of my wall here on the table is my TV that I put the chat on there. I put my OBS up to monitor the stream and everything. And that way I can make sure that I'm on the right frame and everything, or right scene while I'm doing everything is right on that TV over there.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. Do you how are you switching? Do you have Stream Deck or something that you just pressing?
I'm literally using the poor man's version of a Steam Deck. I'm just using a Bluetooth number pad. That's how I'm using to switch everything. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So again, keep it cheap. You don't need to spend a lot of money on things to get your channel going.
Yeah, it's cool, man. That's really good. We're past the halfway mark, so I think. Do you guys want to? Should we transition into some questions, like the shout outs and questions, and then
absolutely. Like a lot of the questions are entirely relevant to this discussion. So
better then. And then at the end, and then we can do the questions, and then Josh can do any shout outs for his own stuff coming up, and then we can get into some hobby and stuff. So if that's cool. Well, I will then rabbit off our great Patreon shout out. So these guys help us. They're all on the chat. They know who they are. They're all on the channel at the moment.
Yeah.
So
no need to bother doing it then, eh? They know who they
are. I'll have to.
They demand recognition.
Yeah, exactly. So big thank you.
Yeah.
Like Josh from Black Sigil was just saying, we do appreciate what they do, and it does help with the costs of running all this stuff. So big thank you to Jason, and thank you. It's the same one from last week. Thank you, Snake Eyes attendees. What a blast! See you all next year. From Danny. Zeppel.
Wait. Well, I can't see him on my end.
Ooh.
I don't know. Maybe.
Did you? Interesting. Okay. All right. Anyway, continue.
That's okay. Mark Hewitz, Shabismus, Ambler Doom, Western Sydney Wargamers, Feud, Owner, Vinny, Cathay Balloon, 115, King Passion, The Mustache Rush, Tom Pickard, Not a Matt Jess Tours, Adam Lamb, The Orange Juicer, Slanesh Players. I'm scared of reading some of this out when I can't see it until I click it. Slanesh Players
read it out.
Snickers bars upside down so they can feel the veiny surface on their tongues. I'm assuming this can't be on Josh's channel.
That's okay.
Family friendly,
he's
guys.
Not on his channel. He's on our channel.
No.
Our channel.
God, Matt. I love it. Firebird 7137. Peter Holman, Mark Langley, Matt Hinton, The Old Warrior, Silver Dave, Sporadic Sanity, Mark, Nick, Grand Vanderbosch, Chris Bowler, Ben, Cam the Dentist, James McKellen, Liam Fallon, Jay McBride, Flatworld's Edge, Sexy Jelly, Keel Herd, Tommy Dogs, Matthew Klein, Perfidy, Griff, Just Tours, the duck formerly known as Wood. Nice. Ninanimum, Daniel Broadstock, Elliot Mitchum, Gilthos Draconos, Diesel, Danny Gaver, Robert Z. Change the page here. Oh, what is this? Breen's bore scoping service. What?
I don't get that one. I don't get that one, and I don't get the wood duck one either.
The wood duck. OG Perla, Robert of the Brined Pickle. What is that?
Yeah.
That's very formal there, buddy. Gumwitch, Zenpox Games, Battle Reports are better than Old World Fanatics.
They're better than Old
Todd Lloyd.
Yay.
Thank you, Zenfox. Thanks, Sean.
Thanks,
yeah, cool. So thanks for those patrons. If you want to jump on that and be reading out crazy names like that, you can jump over on patreon.com/oldworldfanatics and join them over there. Outside of that, they've thrown us some questions, and we did load them up to say that you're going to be on here, Josh. So yeah, there is got some questions about your channel probably, or Battle Reports, I should say.
Some of them. So in no particular, in chronological order. So the first one submitted was actually from Cam, the dentist. And he's got a question that I don't really quite understand, but he's asked, when will you release the bat reps? But he's tagged it at Josh111. I feel like I don't know who's that is. He was
he's put them out. I'm doing tiling. I got tiler's hands, so I can't do computing. They're all cracked. But I'm gonna try and get it done. Well, that's for Domo.
For your ones, I thought you were still playing the third game, so we can't release them.
No, he's put them on. So
okay.
The third's going to be a special.
Ooh.
So when are they being released?
The two are ready to get released after Cam has edited them.
Nice. Okay, so I missed that because I know you guys were chatting. Sorry. Okay, yes. Well, cool. We have two very good narrative bat reps coming then.
Cool. Okay. All right.
Excellent.
All right, next question is from Angelus Dark. Question for the show. What determined your choice in style of battle report? There seems to be a mix online between handheld cam, top-down table only, and angled table and player view. Was the choice determined by view popularity or just a style or preference of your own?
It's a good question.
Yeah. So for my channel, it was basically just what equipment initially I had to do the battle reports, right? So I started with one camera. So really the only option I had was doing handheld, which turns out to be what I think a lot of people on my channel do like the best is the handheld style. They like that point of view, getting nice close video of models and everything like that, and being kind of like playing vicariously through the person holding the camera from their point of view, right? Transitioning over to the live streams. The live streams, to be honest, for playing is the most fun that I have playing the game, because I don't have to have a camera in my hand playing. I'm interacting with the opponent. I'm interacting with the community. That for me is the most fun I have playing. Don't get me wrong, doing the handheld bat reps are great, but there's something freeing about not having to have a camera in your hand when you're recording video, right? Then for the other way that he said, which is going to be the kind of the off angle, that is what we're going to be toying with. That's why we have the PTZ cameras coming in, is we're going to be toying with that style as well. So we're going to basically have multiple styles. We're going to throw it out there, throw it against the wall, see what sticks, what people like the most. We do know that the live streams, a lot of people do not necessarily like the live stream format, at least for the edited copy, edited version of it, because you just don't get how close you are to the models, and they kind of have a hard time following. Whereas when we do the live stream, we get a great following from people that are sitting watching the videos. So we get great response from them. So I think we just have multiple audiences that prefer different things on the channel, and we try to accommodate for everyone. Different styles for that. And it keeps everything fresh and interesting, switching up the styles.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, from our point of view, I think it's always just been, it's probably a little bit about what the audience wants, but mostly it's been what's the easiest for us to get it out so we can actually get the content out as well. So, and I found, with the mobile camera, it's just easier. And also the other thing I would add to that too is the time. Well, maybe this will be a question, I don't know, but like the time, like the live ones are really long, and that's cool for people sitting down doing painting sessions. But if it's not a live stream, it's always like there's this time limit that if you go above, people just like tune right out. So it's like trying to like cram it down. But sometimes that can be hard, because especially if there's some cool moments in the game and you're rolling dice and stuff, suddenly you've done 10 minutes of dice rolling and you're like, oh shit.
You start rambling and
just blew the whole thing out. Great. To be honest, we just want monolith content.
Monolith content. Thanks.
Yeah. There you go, Josh.
Usually generated by the chat itself.
I think that's what some people just also we want to shed some light on, is that you have content creators that are creating content for you guys. We love doing it, but there are times that we like creating content that is also the most enjoyable for us as well, to keep us going by switching it up, right? A lot of us don't do this as our full-time jobs. This is something that's kind of more of a fun passion project for us. And sometimes you have to switch up to keep things going and to keep things fresh for yourself, to keep creating content for you guys. It may not be everyone's cup of tea for this, but then there's also a group that does like this. So you're trying to accommodate all different styles for what's going on here, because we also have to feel refreshed and want to create this content for you guys. So switching it up is definitely always good, in my opinion, with the different styles and whatnot.
100%. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Otherwise, yep. All right. Next question. I was going to make some joke about the endless drone of 2 hours every week, but no, let's keep going. Zen Fox Sean asks, how okay, wait, this is a question for Josh. How did he like live streaming, and will he do it again? I feel
so if he's talking about the event that just happened at Summer Smash, if that's what we're talking about, it was an amazing experience. I loved it. I've actually, while I was there, I was approached by another group of community that was like, hey, would you be available to come and stream not for Warhammer, but for Kings of War? And I said, I don't know much about Kings of War. I'll crack open a rule book, and you know what? Let's make it happen. Like, I have no problem covering different games if that's what they want. They're like, we just want to shed more light on this community to grow. I'm like, I fully support that. All wargaming needs to be hyped up, because the community that it brings is absolutely fantastic. Some of the best communities I've been in have been with wargaming communities. We do have, right now, we're working it out with another tournament in August as well for Warhammer the Old World, that we're going to be hopefully at that event as well. They're just trying to see if they have the space to accommodate the setup. So we'll be finding out very soon for that. So this is going to be something that is going to be added on for at least a couple times a year, or a few times a year, that we're going to be doing that kind of live stream style event coverage. And then the host of Summer Smash already booked us in for Summer
For
Smash
next year.
2027 to do it again for that one. So yes, we are going to continue doing this for sure. We just have to do more. I essentially what I want to do is create a studio pack that stays in the studio all times, and
Yeah,
then
I was
a
gonna
pack
ask
that
that.
goes with the with.
I was going to say, you
event.
pulled everything down and took up there. Like that
Yeah.
would just get old after all. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, it's not bad because like really the biggest problem is pulling all the cords out. So I know now just to buy a second set of cords that I can take on the road, because the cameras themselves, because I have the PTZ cameras, putting them up and just adjusting the camera using the app is super easy. I don't have to be perfect up there because I can adjust it to make it fit.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So that has gotten a lot easier. And that's what I talk about. The streamlining is buying those PTZ cameras helps streamline the operation in general with those. But yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, go, Josh. You're right.
Right. And then he had the second half of his question, which is completely unrelated. Yeah, question for the regular host: how long does it take you to change an FEP? Because it took me an hour while watching a battle report, and I hate it.
Ooh.
Well, I did one last week. So yes, I understand.
Doesn't take that. What are you doing? What are you doing, Sean?
I wouldn't say it
Does
takes
not
an
take
hour,
that
but
long.
man, it's a lot of bloody screws.
Yeah, I feel you want like a little ratchety like screwdriver thing. If you got one of those, you do not use a friggin'
The one that-
like the L
the
shape
one that came with it?
because that will take friggin' ages. Yeah, the one that
I used that, but it wasn't that bad. But yeah, still
What,
Yeah,
yeah,
good.
well,
like-
electric
Just
screwdriver.
get good at spinning them.
yeah, you want the box of attachments and you want a screwdriver with a ratchet, and that will cut the time down by like 2/3.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
that's my advice. I can get
I don't long to change them, but yeah, like I find it wasn't too bad. The biggest issue I have, I get lazy, I still just do it out near the printer, and I don't really have a good setup out there, so then I end up hurting my back because I'm leaning over like 15 minutes screwing these stupid things. And I'm should have really taken that somewhere and just sat down and did it.
Yeah, I think you are. You're better off just cleaning it, taking it to a different spot where you can do it comfortably. Last time I did it, I did two because I had a hole in one and then the other one needed changing. And what I'm doing now is I would just use up both of them till the FP needs change on both of them, and I'll just change them both. That's going to be my system going in.
Yeah.
Yep. Saturns especially, by the way, like the Mars doesn't take, like there's a lot of fewer screws on the Mars, I must admit, compared to those.
Yeah, isn't there 28 in the actual small screws in the Saturn? It's a lot. And then you got the whatever it is, 12, and then the 4. It's crazy.
Do you actually realize there's actually, you can get on Amazon fast FEP changes where you just it's a whole other connection system where it's basically like a big clamp thing. You just close
for
it.
The Saturn, or you mean for
designed for a Saturn 4?
Oh no!
Like an aftermarket mod that you literally just flick it off and the whole FIP comes off. Put a new one in, flick it back in, and it's done.
I mean, if you're running, if you're a printer farmer sitting there, I mean, imagine, that would waste hours a day if you had like 8 or 10 machines running. And wow. We lost Andrew.
No, I'm here. I was just getting out my show and tell.
Okay.
Love show and tell.
Bobby just throws the printer out and buys a new one, apparently.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay, so the rest of the questions are all just pick and mix. All right. Anyone can answer them. Go for it. So Mark asks, if anything is announced today after you all go offline, are you intending to jump back online to immediately cover breaking news or leave it until tomorrow? We got to hear something soon, right? Mark, we finished recording and it's going to be like 11 p.m.
Yeah, man.
We're going to be fast asleep at 2 a.m. Maybe tomorrow. I think at best we will put something out tomorrow.
That has happened before. Remember, a lot of stuff's come on.
I would put something up tomorrow. I've got
back on.
got some deployments to do at 8 in the morning, and hopefully that goes well. And after that,
I mean, it's only 8:30 a.m. here. You know, I think we can all come back on, right?
Yeah, that's right. Just wake us up.
Oh dear. I like how we're discussing this like it's imminently going to happen in like 3 hours time. Like,
we have to will it into existence. That's what we have to do.
Yeah. Oh, how good's it going to be when it is? I don't even care what it is. It's just some content would be nice.
Just give me anything at this point. We'll do.
Well, I kind of want to know what's happening, so that because we've got various events happening, fairly soon.
Oh yeah, I know. We're all running these
Not
events.
that far
and
away.
yeah.
Yeah, Old Hammer, my one, Castle. Yeah, and now this is the other extreme. So Bobby's question, which I really quite liked. Oh no, it's N times 2 Electric Boogaloo. The bean counters at GW have spoken. They've decided they can make the shareholders £3 each this year if they kill off the old world like they did to the 8th Ed.
Ban him out. Get him out of here.
So we've got multiple choice questions. Are you boys A, going back to an early edition? If so, which one? B, continuing to play the old world? Or C, moving on to an entirely different game system?
Ooh.
This is really depressing to even think about that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, this definitely brought down the stream. I think time to think about this.
Well, unfortunately, that happens when we have Patreons entitled to ask questions in the show because they're paid for their privilege to do so.
The whole the whole going back to an early edition. I feel like this is actually this edition might kill that because it seemed like there was only 2 choices, 6th or 8th. I mean, you had some of the old Hammer people, but now if you have Old World as well, and then you'd have people still wanting to play 8th, and then people go, nah, fuck, just go back to 6th.
You can have like 10th Age coming out, Warhammer Old World Armies Project, and all this other shit.
Oh, that'd be crazy. No, I don't really. Yeah, the only thing I would say is I would be continuing to play miniature games. Whereas last time I didn't touch anything after a while, but I think I'd stay back into something. But yeah,
I'd probably transition back into bolt action. Probably if they decide to kill the old world again or kill fantasy, I would probably go back into playing bolt action. I had a lot of fun playing that system. A little bit of a World War II buff here, but
yeah, it's cool. Yeah, it's a good game, and it's that good size, and it's still very narrative and very it's like Middle Earth. Like people, like in terms of the effort they put into the modeling and stuff. Yeah, it's cool.
So like when I was at the hype, so I was running tournaments for Bolt Action here in the Niagara Falls area, and do you remember the company Foreground? I'm not sure if they're still around, like the MDF pre-painted terrain.
Oh, yep.
So I think I was up to about 72 buildings total from that company. And we had my boards. I always had 3 boards set up in my basement that had, like a farm, an urban center, and kind of like the edge of a town type of thing. I was full into that system as well. I think there's a trend. It's usually whatever I'm playing, I'm like full send at all times into it. All gas, no break.
I reckon that's most of us these hobbies, isn't it? Yeah.
I love I don't know. There's just like a figure most not just Warhammer players, but just like miniature players. There just tends to be about like 50% are just like mad history buffs. So it's just one of those things. Like, I'm sure you're like me. Like, it's just I've got nothing to watch. What am I going to do? Oh, World War II doco, or like there's so many like YouTube things on World War II.
Yeah. Like the amount of times I've watched World War II in color is the counter just keeps ticking every single month. It takes up.
Yeah. That's good.
I don't know that I could play another GW game if
that happened.
Blew it up again. Like not a current one.
Yeah,
like,
I know what you mean. I was thinking that. Yeah,
so traumatic.
Because like I'm dabbling with 40k again, like I did in 10th, which didn't get anywhere. And now 11 said I'm doing it again. But if they killed Old World, I'd probably burn the fucking 40k shit.
on stream as well. Just you see a big just bonfire in the backyard.
Actually, I might even go over to head off.
I did it again.
Damn you!
We'll arrange a huge nerd rush of the studio. They can't arrest all of us. Take pictures of all the studio and they just wreck their whole next 2 years and stuff.
I love nerd rage. There's nothing better than watching
Imagine getting put in prison for that. What did you do? I broke into a Warhammer place and broke all their miniatures. Oh god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shall we move on? Oh god. Okay. Oh God, the next two questions
Oh,
are just really
yeah,
awkward. So, will Josh be buying the new Head Knights models from Age of Sigmar to use for some Slaneshi goodness? No,
Well,
I
was gonna
probably
say,
won't be.
those who know Josh and the word buy in terms of miniature, probably not. You just print.
I am doing some Slaneshi stuff. Thanks. Go on. And I will put up this because I think this is rather cool. So I have been doing some. I've been using my Juan Diaz demonettes that I've done a while ago, and I decided I want some command. So
It's a violin.
I put a violinist. I put a violinist in the unit, guys.
That's great. That's absolutely fantastic.
Ample boob just hanging out.
Yeah.
Is that a
boob
boob?
hanging out.
That's got to be
Yeah,
a
it
boob.
is.
Just,
It's a
just
demonette
rest
boob.
the violin. It's perfect.
I mean, the model normally has two out, so the violin's covering one, right? So that's at least somewhat
what's
of an
the-
improvement.
It's
Sorry, what's
very
the bit
tasteful.
hanging
It's
out the
tasteful
back?
with the one coverage.
It's like an extra claw coming out the back. She's actually got
is
4
it?
limbs because you can see a second limb in the foreground at the bottom holding a blade, and then she's got the bow arm, and then she's
okay,
holding
yeah,
the
yeah.
violin, and then she's
Yeah.
got a claw. So she's, Slaneshi often have usual lots of limbs going everywhere.
Thank you,
What do you
Deadly
call the
Agents, for that.
second limbs?
Thank you.
Hmm. And then, yes, Josh, your last question. Also,
Oh,
yes, also,
what was
what's
that?
Josh's preferred size of Snickers? Fun size or monolithic?
Oh, that's easy. Definitely monolithic.
Now, you watch how often Snickers comes up now in the next couple of streams. Now that they've bloody
There you go.
Matt brought that up.
You're gonna call from the Snickers company. You're gonna have a sponsorship
Yeah.
coming your way.
I love it.
Oh, God.
A monolithic Snickers, just massive and big. No, I'm not gonna. No.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm trying to work in that Baines thing from the Patreon.
Yeah, well,
no,
no, that's what I was. Yeah,
no, that's it. Move
Yep,
on.
that's it. So
cool.
immature.
Okay, well, that's the questions there for the week. I don't think is there any new? Did we I was away this weekend, so did I miss any? Was there any updates in the rumors or anything, or
Oh,
back
Nope.
to where square one? Okay, so I didn't miss anything.
No,
Okay,
mm.
no, nothing new that I've seen. No.
fair enough. Do you want to do some hobby then? Because I finally got some hobby.
Oh,
Oh, yes.
After all, it feels like freaking months I haven't touched stuff. And I mean, and have you guys got Andrew? Have you got any stuff or
I've got
or
show
do you
and
want me to
tell,
just go? Okay.
but you do yours.
Okay. Because I have been trying to get boards done for Castle Assault, and I've had I don't know. I've been doing it, but it hasn't really been I don't know. It hasn't been my love, so I've half done it, and then it just sits there, and then you know how you just I'm the type of person I just need to get motivated somehow, and then I've been in the lulls of even what armies to do. 'Cause I've been playing Beastman. It's cool, but my Beastman, I'm not at a point where I'm like, well, I need to go and add X, Y, Z to it. It's just, especially with the way the rules, well, we don't know what's going to happen. So you're just like, what do you do? And then I've had this Cathay army that I bought, which I haven't touched really. I did the balloon and that was about it. And I've just, you guys probably know, I just wasn't, I was like, I don't know. I might just wait.
Oh, you did do the balloon, didn't you?
Yeah, I did the balloon. And then, but the rest of it, I did base a lot of stuff so I could play a game, but I don't know, I wasn't feeling it. And then, I don't know what happened, but last week I was just trawling my mini factory again. And then I'll bring it up. And then I just ran into these Asian temple bases. Right? It's just funny how something so simple can go, maybe like the basing wasn't even my issue. It was like the actual army. I just had no love to paint it.
Yeah,
but
my
then I
question
saw
to you,
these.
Domo,
What was
is,
that?
have you assembled the Sentinel yet?
Yes, I did.
You
And
did?
I didn't have as much problems as people had said.
Okay,
But, yeah,
good on you.
yeah.
I only had an issue with the one leg, the first leg you assemble. I'm like, what is happening here? I
Yeah.
could not figure it out for whatever reason.
Yeah, well, I was challenged to do it live stream, and then I had a game with Andrew the next day, and I sort of couldn't. I started to build it and was recording it, and then I just had to get it done, and I just got it done. And it wasn't like there was a couple definitely that like you just had to sort of fiddle with stuff until you went, yeah, that's definitely where it goes.
Yeah.
But if you'd put the plastic glue on too early, then you're fucked, because then it
Yeah,
was like,
100%.
yeah, it was just like if it melts the thing, you can't ever work out how to.
It's like, this is where this piece lives now. This is how it's gonna be.
So, but because of that, I was getting through it, going, when's the real bad bit happening? You know what it was? I think it's because I put Miao Ying together first, and her she was. I couldn't work it out. I still can't work it out. I just glued it. I don't know how it was even supposed to go on. So like, I
had to go find an adult for Miao Ying. I had to go find an actual adult for the time to do it. Like, can you do this for me?
Yeah, that's good.
Sorry.
Figure it out.
Tomo's getting roasted in the chat.
What about what's happening here?
But people are calling you a power gamer.
Because I had one
Mark said
balloon.
you went back to 3 Wyverns and 27 bolt.
Yeah, well, I know that was probably the next thing was probably the third Wyvern.
It's currently
I'm quite excited about this, and I have questions because I still have some things to sort out, and hopefully the chat and everyone else on the thing here.
Wait, so these bases, because you were showing us like colorized. Like,
do you want me to? I can find that.
I'm very intrigued.
So I've been doing this a little bit lately. I'll bring this down because I was wondering if you wanted to look at that or not, Josh. Hang on, let me find it. Oh yeah, it's right here. Hang on. You need to stop. That's so annoying. Why can't StreamYard let you load up multiple screen shares?
Ooh.
So annoying. Okay. I don't know if people have done this, but I've started to do this with ChatGPT or any type of AI imagery.
Right.
You can take a picture of anything, like your own figure or whatever, and you can go, give me some paint schemes, and it'll just do a pretty good job of it. Just like, especially like if you just need to. I'm a paint by numbers person. So what I did is I gave it a picture of those bases. Well, it's probably right at the front there. What did I say? Yeah, like I literally gave it that.
Yeah.
And then said, that's a Cathay person. And then give me some paint schemes that are match. And then it did this up. So then I sent it to you guys and went, which ones do you like? And we both agreed that we like the light color ones, which I did too. Andrew did comment on how cool it looks with the little pedals, which I haven't done that yet because I need to buy some, but I do like that. Yeah. Anyway, so that's what got me excited because I went, I could do that with those bases. So then I've got to drop all this off, sorry, and go back to the thing.
So what you're saying is your reinvigoration of hobby enthusiasm is entirely due to ChatGPT?
Oh God, yeah. 100%. So I printed the 100 by 100 one first.
Nice.
And then what's this? Need to be 660 by 100 though for all your monsters coming. Yeah. And then I've decided to spray. I was back and forth on what colors, and I've been using this brown for my beast, but I went, it's going to work better for the light colored tiles and stuff. So whacked it up.
These are all
ivory tusk on the airbrush.
Resin. These are all resin printed.
Yeah,
tiles.
just full resin, just printed it out. Yeah, I didn't ask Andrew or anything, but it'll be right.
Yeah.
Did you say, Josh, they eventually warp, or both Joshes? If
depends how thick they are. Depends how well cured they are as well.
It'll be right.
But I think I've printed bases off like that, and they're fine. Like I've got some pretty chunky ones like that, and I've got even bigger one down.
And they're not solid underneath. It's like got magnet holders and stuff. So it's just But I've
actually,
I
find the solid is probably better. Like I find sometimes if they're really thin in the middle and then they've got to flip around. Yeah. Okay. Sometimes that does mean the middle bit tries to like expand and like almost tries to bubble up or bubble down, depending on where the light exposure is. Yeah. The worst warping I have is when I've got a movement tray where one half is covered by some seal sheet, and therefore it blocking all the UV aspect from one side. And because it seems to continue to cure, as much as I really try to crank it with 9 minutes of UV light, it still sometimes does just enough to get a little bit of contraction going on one end. And yeah, the movement trays, I got sick of them. The movement trays is why I bought the FDM printer, because I was so
yeah, well,
but
I mean,
the
I'll see
base
how
is-
it goes. Worst case, I'd have to redo them, I guess. But yeah,
Yeah. I think it'll be
So
okay.
yeah, I mean, the base scheme ends up being pretty easy, and just like some stone, and I just like that there's all like different stuff on here. You know, like you got the little Asian elements plus the rocks, and then the tiles, and then you can see on one of these other ones, you got the little. This one's not finished, but you got the little koi pond on there and stuff. I just think,
cute. That's very cute.
just I don't know. It just as soon as I saw the base, I went, I can paint the miniatures now. So then I just started, and I just.
Those
made
are
mine
absolutely
flesh.
beautiful, man. That's
You just
awesome.
needed inspiration, didn't you?
Isn't it weird that just a base, even though I wasn't thinking about a base at the time, and so what I've done here
You know,
actually
the
is
base is so important. I can see why you love it so much, because it fits it so beautifully. And it just sets
Yeah.
up the whole thing, and you get the right.
And then,
colour scheme. Oh,
and then I've just decided to take a picture of this guy of every paint, so then I'm turning it into a paint log, so I don't forget, because that's it. That's why I'm doing this. But yeah, this is how they came. Like he came out like that.
If
I mean,
you
I've
got-
got a better picture, but yeah.
yeah, nice. Nice.
So there's some of the base there, and then those ones, and yeah, I've done 2 of them so far, but I've just got to start smashing out the others now, just to try work out the scheme. I'm just going as I paint by numbers. I'm going to go basically what GW do. Like I'm not doing too much of my own stuff, but I just want to get that. I think with that basing on the whole thing, it'll look pretty good. I reckon it'll come out.
That would.
That's what.
Yeah.
Now,
I think it's
my
really
quote-
good. It's really going to pop between the green and the reds and stuff onto the bright bases. I think it's going to pop really well.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And it's just so simple to do. Like I've got like 60 of them sitting here, the bases. I can just smash them all out in one go, ready to go, and just put the dudes on top. So yeah, started my Meow. The biggest issue is my balloon and Meow Ying's dragon was already on textured. I'd already done the basing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Had to pull it all back off, so I've broken like her other rock and shit, but I'll get it back on. So, but yeah, Meow Ying's
normal
started dry
ground
brushing
base?
her, and yeah, what was that?
Great
Got a
job.
normal ground base, like when you say texture based, do you mean like just
Yeah, well, I'd already textured it up with my normal sort of what I was trying to do. Like, remember I had those bamboo 3D things printed up? Did you see
Yeah.
my balloon when it was done? Had like bamboo sheets coming out and stuff, but it just I still wasn't in love with it, and so I've
That's
just
so long ago. But yeah, no, I do remember.
yeah, well, it was. That's the problem. When did I do it? Like 6 months ago. Yeah. But I had to pull it all off, and like just trying to get it off without breaking everything was a bit annoying. But yeah, she's.
I must
all
admit-
I've done her is just started the dry brushing, so or airbrush
Well,
dry brush. Yeah.
I'm assuming super glue. I mean, I know, yeah, you can freeze it and that type of thing. But when I last bought super glue, because I got sick of not being able to buy it, so I bought a big load of stuff from BSI stuff, and I randomly bought some Uncure from them.
Oh, what is this?
Which is like cyanacrylic remover that
Yeah.
lasts. It takes a couple of minutes, and it works beautifully. Like I've never
Wow,
bothered
okay, maybe I
to
should
invest
do
in something like that before,
Mm.
and I'm just.
And how does that work on your hands? Does that work on your hands just nicely? Or?
It does seem
Just
to remove
don't.
paint. If you're using on a painted mini, it's just like strips it. I'm like, oh shit, okay. But yeah, I haven't. Yeah, I Anyway, it might have worked pretty well to take that off.
Yeah,
the
it's
base.
just
No
so the
damage.
challenge though. Here's where I need some advice. Right, I've got some ideas. It's for the big ones like the balloon, and probably actually the long Mars are going to be an issue. The balloon,
Ooh.
the stand sits right over the top, and you can see it's all like I pulled it off the old one, so it's all manky underneath.
Yeah.
It looks shit just sitting on there, right? So I'm like, I have to put something around it, right? I'm thinking of like printing up something
Ooh.
like this,
Ooh.
but shrinking it right down, and obviously taking the roof off or something, but just having it come out the top and having the little structure around the bottom of the flying base, because it just looks too dumb otherwise. But I don't know what your thoughts are, like what other options you can do. The other thing is breaking the bases and having it like, I don't know, like crushed stuff around it. You know what I mean? Just to make it look like it's
So
not
I
all
was thinking there,
perfect.
one thing that you could maybe do is do like almost like a well or fountain around it, and then epoxy water feature into it, and that way it looks like the
Yeah,
base is
coming
covering
out
out
of-
of the water feature.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, I could do that. Yeah, I'll have to find. Well, I'm not good at modeling. I have to find one that I can just print. That's what hopefully. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking, something like that. Yeah. The problem with the Longmar one is it's more like if I go back and have a look, you see these, the rock on the Longmar just totally covers.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to like break the Longmar off. It's like, it's going to be a bit of a mission, but they're the only issues I'm going to have with it. But
yeah,
outside of that,
I mean, I'd be partial to be using like a fairly solid gauge wire instead of the light stand.
Yeah, that's the other option. Yeah.
You need something fairly solid because the lantern's gonna be friggin' heavy.
Yeah, it is.
Lie up.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's usually what I'm going for flyers. So maybe the Longmar would work pretty well. But
I think maybe for a Longmar as well, what you could do is for that stone is the tile around it, maybe like make it look like it's a little bit destroyed around it, like a rock came and landed and crushed the tile.
That's what I was going to do, and like because it's so easy to print one of these off and like get all the little bricks around it, so it looks like it's that one's a bit damaged with the rock and the Longmars on that. But I don't think that'll work for this one, so that's why I was thinking put something around it. But yeah, that's the only issue I'm having with the big toys on these bases. But outside of that, I think the rest of it, the dragon will look okay. She's got these rocks, but I don't mind having them on that. I'll do a similar thing where I'll use a bit of like white, what's it called, the pigments and stuff, and some broken tiles, just so it looks like she's landed and broken some shit because she's a big dragon.
Right.
So
Yeah,
I think that'll be okay. And even you can even see her. I've left the rocks there. Like I don't think of that. I mean, she's not finished, but I think I don't really care if it's not exactly what you'd expect. But yeah, it should be okay. Yeah,
no, it's cool.
So anyway, with that, I'm like, cool. I think I'm motivated to paint it now. So I've just got to get it done. And the big question is, can I get a list together in 2 weeks' time to submit that I know I can paint in a month? for
challenge.
That's quite the challenge. Yeah,
I know, because what you've seen there is all I've got painted. There's nothing else, so I've got to paint it all. So if someone can give me a cafe list that involves big things and virtually no infantry.
So what you're going to do is you finally get your hobby mojo back, and then you're just going to burn yourself out in like 3 weeks on the cafe.
Yeah.
Just go hard on cafe.
And if all the armies get burnt out over Cafe 2 with how detailed they are compared to any other army.
Yeah. Well, actually, John's just on the chat there.
You can't just
John let me
these
submit.
guys.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I can't. Will John let me submit 2 armies? And if I can't get my cafe done, I'll just have a baseman.
Joking, not joking.
Yeah, that's right. Joking, but not really. Anyway, so I'm pretty happy. I was pretty stoked. And now, I'm going away for a few days. I'm like, damn it, maybe I can take some stuff to paint.
Every time I do that, it never gets paid.
Nah,
do a little transportable.
Nah, well, it'll be right. Yeah, it'll be right. Cool. Yeah. So, I'm happy that I finally, and I think it'll look good. I reckon that those bases will make it look. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be good. Hopefully, it'll do it justice. So,
yes.
Yeah. Cool. Anyone else?
They have to buy a second ticket. It's my suggestion. Buy 2. You submit 2 lists. You got to buy 2 tickets.
Let's go.
I thought we're doing a boat race anyway, aren't we? It's standard. I thought.
What was that? Oh, Bobby, what did he say? I missed it. I'll paint it for you if you bring the.
Now you've lost your bargaining chip.
Well, yeah, we'll do. There'll be a boat race, I'm pretty sure.
No, only if he paints your entire cafe army, then you'll do the boat race, right? That's the deal.
Well, Bobby's a master of 24 hours.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll take. I can give it to him the night before.
Why?
I can see how far I get, and then if I don't, I'll just go here, Bobby. There you go. Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, I was pretty stoked. So yeah.
Yeah.
No, those baits look great. The cafe's gonna look awesome, man. I'm looking forward to seeing the final result when you eventually do the soul crushing painting of all your cafe.
Yeah, I know. And those jade, they're not that bad, but they are. There's a lot. Like, it's funny. I'm back to doing layering, and everything's small. Whereas my basement, it was whack it all on and put some
Right.
oils on it, and it just it's just like, what's this painting I have to do? Yeah. So, but no, not too bad. I think they'll go. It's like anything. You get your muscle memory in, and they'll come through. I don't know. Does anyone else? What have you been working on, Josh from Black Sigil? That is. Have you been? You've just been doing all the streaming.
No, so I'm just have to finish basing the Iron Hail Gunners and the 10 more Jade Warriors for my cafe, and then that's
okay, cool,
done, and they're ready to go fully for the channel for their debut on the channel.
Ooh. So they haven't been on there yet. We haven't seen them, right?
No, I've just given little snippets or whatever, so they're going to be brand new. I also have all kinds of beautiful 3D printed cafe specific terrain with like buildings on floating rock platforms and everything like that.
Love it.
So they're going to be going in there. But another project we're working on right now, which I'll touch on briefly, is we're starting up Mordheim on the channel as well. So that's the next project we have going on. So my printer has been doing nothing but printing buildings. So I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the Tired World Studios on My Mini Factory. They're the buildings there. I bought all of their STLs and I'm going through every building, and every building they have also has the ruin version of it. So I'm going to be printing every building, and then every ruin version of said building is also going to be printed and painted. That way we can always switch things up, and it's also going to be used for Warhammer. So we're developing a 3-game mini campaign, or mini linked battles, if you will. So we're working out the rules right now on a siege battle. So we're going to have game 1 is the attacking forces sieging the castle, obviously the castle walls. Game 2 will be them now inside of the city. So it's going to be literally buildings on the city with roads that go through with choke points. And then I'm creating alleyways within the buildings that skirmishers rebuild if they want to try to skirt through the building ways to get behind the forces. And the objective for them is to try to occupy the town center. So we're working on that. And then the third is basically trying to retake the town. So another chance for the defender to retake the town. So we're working on the buildings and terrain for all that right now. And so that's kind of what we have going on the table here at Black Sigil, and obviously recording everything. But that's what we have going on.
Yeah. Next,
And
so I might hit you up to
Warhammer vibes going to the
where
center.
you've got the Cathay STLs, not Cathay, but the terrain, because I've got those, however you say it, Tsali or whatever it's called ones. But yeah, if you've got any other Cathay themed terrain providers, I will
go.
Here
we go.
One second.
Okay, it's cutting. It's cutting.
I'm going to it'd be worth doing some of them as well for this. I think for this, I need something what's a good baggage train. I wonder. That's the only thing I need to sort out.
The Cathay.
Miniature balloon.
Well, that isn't about it's strategious with like some kind of balloon.
I feel like there's heaps of options.
Equipment.
You could have the like little, like carts and stuff like
the cabbage carts, Avatar style. Absolutely.
There's heaps of stuff that you could probably do.
More cabbages. Yep, absolutely.
Oh, he's back.
Whoa. All right, I think I've shown you that before, but people haven't seen them yet.
Live reveal.
Oh, we have those. Wow. They have also the bases where they sit on there for the cafe.
Huge.
And then we've got. Oh, that's gonna fall. You just stay right there. And then we've got another one.
Yeah.
This looks so cool.
Yeah,
that's
awesome. So cool.
We've got those being printed up for the cat, and I have 2 more that are still going to be painted up, but they're going to be all for the cafe. So we're going for a very themed narrative first entry for the for cafe when we drop there. Going to do an intro video for them and everything to really hype it up. So that's the plan for the cafe reveal.
Well, awesome. I'll definitely take some motivation from that too. Sounds good.
Yeah,
cool.
That looks so cool.
That's all I've got today. So I don't know if anyone else has any last wishes or chats or. Josh, what were you? Did I not give you a chance to talk about your hobby? I can't remember.
Did not, sir. You did not. So I've got a couple things to bring up. One of which is that so the old Monte Castello campaign is happening again in about 2 or 3 weeks. To be set in Nagaroth, and it's going to be the Old World.
Oh, it is. Okay.
No,
So I know you're talking about.
we have moved over to the Old World. And I've recruited a couple of new players. So we're sitting at about 10, which is about what I want. I think I've shown the cards and that type of thing a few months ago. Anyway, it's going to be a fairly simple campaign, not like in-depth stuff, but still a monthly one for like 7 or 8 months kind of thing.
So is this involving more tiles though, or what? Or are you not doing?
No tiles, no tiles,
Right.
just the cards, just cards,
Okay.
guys.
Okay.
And it's because it's I think I explained this a while ago, but yeah, it's sort of like it's based on that old 5th ed battle book where you had the D66 table with all the different territories. But I've sort of turned them into cards rather than a table. And then each card you open, you get different unit selections from each card, depending if you've got, town or mountains or that type of thing. But each card also has a stake effect, and at the start of each battle you have to stake one of your territories. And then, you get a various benefit from that stake effect, like extra victory points for taking banners or a deployment advantage or like all manner of different things. But then if you lose, there's a chance that your opponent will take that territory, that or the new territory that gets drawn, kind of thing. So, and there's a lot of stuff that happens because of how the stakes work and interact. But that's really the main crux of how it works. The campaign itself, really. So yeah, not the rules themselves not super complex. No weather tables, no engagement table, no huge map of tiles this time. But I reckon the next one I run will start going down that road again. But yeah, this one will be just be fun.
Sorry, did I miss it? So is this escalation-y style?
No,
still
1,500 points.
Right. Okay.
No rare, up to 500 points special base, minimum 500 core, and like 250 points of characters kind of thing. That's it. But then and no champions either. Just Musos and standards. But then whatever cards you get sort of opens up everything else kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, sweet.
And you get more points and you get opportunity. You only get one magic item, it's very restricted. But then the territories open stuff up. So yeah, it'll be cool. That's starting 28th. So next Sunday will be the first round. So yeah, I'll have a little bit of a report to do.
Very cool. Very cool. Looking forward to seeing that.
Almost need like essential because I had a wiki for the
they're just saying use Renowned Forge, which is that other one.
I should.
Yeah,
I should totally use that.
It looks so good. Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't need a map as such because it's just territory cards, but if it's got some kind of central hosting thing that I could use on it, it's probably that's sick.
Yeah. So interesting thing about Renowned Forge, they actually reached out like a week ago. Richie from Dawei After Dark got in touch with me, or the creator of it got in touch with me, and we're gonna be working on a campaign for that too. With the Renowned Forge, if you guys haven't seen it yet, my God, has a lot of really cool features to creating either a campaign with just your buddies or a campaign with like adding it where people can flood in results into the program. It's really cool.
Yeah, cool, like global type thing. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
It does look good. I've seen a few ads for it. It looks awesome.
Cool.
And
I'm there, I reckon.
I'll throw up this little hobby thing. So speaking of bases, I've been doing a bit of basing work.
Oh, beautiful.
This is 4 bases, 60 by 40 mil. 4 bases. That's all I'm going to say about that.
What? What do you mean? I'm confused.
I know what he's talking about.
I'll leave that. I'll leave next week. I'll have a more complete photo for you. So yeah.
Okay.
I'm not going to explain it.
I know what that's all about. Get a little present for someone, don't you?
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Absolutely.
That was split down there. Okay. Interesting.
Maddie's all over it.
Yeah, he's right on it. Yeah. I was like looking at this gap right up the thing. I was going, what is that? Okay, there you go. Cool.
That's so good. That is so good. Josh is like, damn.
Okay. Well, that's good. Josh
I got-
from Black Sigil. Oh, sorry. What?
My world's quickest announcement.
Yeah.
Just obviously because my house or shed doesn't look like a crack den like Josh's and Gomo's. I went out and had to myself.
Oh,
Another one.
Yeah,
Oh, he's got it. He
yeah.
got the $200.
I got the DLP. Yep, spending the big bucks. Mars for DLP against Josh's advice is like, no. That's rubbish.
You're gonna have to level it yourself. Fuck no.
Yeah, I know. Allegedly, it's easy because like the bill plate's like
Hate it.
it's
allegedly, it's easy.
Yeah.
it's smaller than my phone. Like the bill
Did you
plate.
not learn anything from the Neptune 4, man? Did you not learn anything? That was why I threw it on the fence. Because I'm like, this is taking
Glutton
out
for
my
punishment, that's all it is.
I'm a sucker for punishment. Just let me learn, and then you can say, "I told you."
I will.
You won't.
I will
Well, like in a month's time, there'll be a grey silver Saturn 4 Ultra sitting in the corner. Of the printer. That's what's going to
Yeah,
happen.
like crap all over him. Just
Or Saturn 5. I don't know. Is there 5s out? No, no
It's
idea.
not 5
Are there any miniatures? I'll be like, "Shut up."
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm keen to hear how it goes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, cool. Anything to shout out all your stuff coming up, Josh? Anything that, I mean, you've been telling us the whole episode, but I mean, anything new that?
Yeah, so for the summer, I'm taking almost the entire summer off of my main job here to focus on the channel, just to try to crush out a bunch of content. So we're going to be doing a lot of live streams going on towards the end of July and all of August. A lot more battle reports going out for there. So I'm really excited to see what we can do with the channel when we dedicate pretty much all of our resources into it. Then we have a tournament coverage, like I said, hopefully coming up in August there for the next one for Old World. Hopefully you guys see it the next one. That'll be fantastic. And then for the next, I'm going to say probably month and a half, we're going to be printing nothing but Mordheim terrain to get that campaign going. Hopefully for just after summer, I like to start the Mordheim campaign coming up. It's just going to take a lot of time to start from having 0 buildings to printing probably like 50, 60 of them. So each building is taking about 110 hours to print from start to finish. So yeah, I'm doing the lowest layer line, so you don't see anything. And so those are just going nonstop. So that's basically what we have going on here. Still crushing out battle reports. Yeah, we have a lot
You
going
got to paint
on.
all these too. That's right.
Yeah, everything's got to be done. The wife, I'm going to take the wife out on vacation sometime soon, I think, to appease her. But no, I'm just kidding. She's fully supportive. Sorry,
what's your FTM? What do you print on?
Like what's the printer?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Bamboo Labs. P1X is what I use on all my stuff. And then just straight up PLA. Just normal PLA. That's what I'm using. Yeah.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, because like we don't have to worry about really heat or anything here. Like it doesn't get high enough. We have to worry about like any like melting or deformation from heat. The basement is very regulated in temperature, so I just do straight FDM and just get it printed, or straight PLA.
Yeah, go.
Wow.
Bamboo.
What do you got? What are you printing in the background there in your little P1S there, Andrew? I can see something's going in there.
Oh yeah, I've got.
Oh, is it just those things? Oh God, so many.
Got a few castles going on.
I'm so sick of those.
Yeah, my missus came in today. What are all those things? They're everywhere.
And one more thing I wanted to mention is that one more thing I want to mention is we are working on we're working with a venue right now. We're looking at running our own Old World tournament down in Niagara Falls. We're hoping for some time in the summer once we finalize everything, but we're going to be running a tournament and getting to the tournament scene here as well.
Nice. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I feel like Canada hasn't had like massively huge tournaments yet. Like I feel like there's a lot of 20, 30 man events, but nothing like the US has done some big ones, but is that
Yeah, we don't really have like many like conventions up here, right? For tabletop wargaming. Like in the States, you have Nova, you've got Adepticon, like you've got a lot of big ones going down there. Here, there's just really isn't much. I think the biggest one we have right now is the square-based tournament that they have up here.
Oh, okay. Right. Yeah.
I think that's the biggest one in Toronto. They usually run that. But I mean, I figured like I live about 20 minutes from Niagara Falls. I mean, what better place to run an event there? You know, way like coming for vacation with the family. They can go check out the falls. You play in the tournament type of thing. So I thought, let's see what we can do there. Start small, obviously, get our feet wet, and then eventually grow to like maybe like a GT style in a couple of years, and after we get our feet wet.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, well, we've all fallen down that trap now, starting to do tournaments. So yes, fun.
Is Val Toronto, or is he? Where's Val at?
I thought he was.
Val's, I think he's from the GTA. He's not too far away, so he's about an hour and a half, 2 hours for us to get to Toronto from where we are. So he's not too far away. He's from the GTA for sure. I'm not sure exactly what city he calls home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, the GTA, Greater Toronto area.
Yeah. Not the computer game, but yes. Cool. Well, I'm going to close this one out there because it's getting late here. So if that's all cool, So big thanks, Josh. Thanks so much for coming on. That was just awesome. I'm going to have to go back and listen and try and get a lot of those links that all the stuff you've mentioned. I might, even though the cameras and stuff, I might hit you up and find some links and put them on there for 100%. People who want to find some of that out. But yeah, outside of that, definitely. I mean, I'm assuming everyone who watches us watches you, but if not, go like, subscribe, sign up. I know he's got a membership over there on YouTube, so definitely
quality.
I'm a member over there. So yeah, I mean, the more we support each other, the more Old World content, the more new players come in, which means we get more games. So it's awesome. Right, anyway, outside of that though, please, like, subscribe, leave some chats on the on this video. Give us your tips how you like your bat reps and all that sort of stuff. And if you'd like to join our Patreon over on patreon.com/Old World Fanatics, we do appreciate that. I won't be here next week, but Josh, Andrew, and I believe Cam, he's coming on for the whole episode or some. Who knows?
I haven't decided yet, I don't think. Have we decided?
If he's in the chat, he can tell us. But if not,
we'll work it out on the night.
Next week. That's right. So I'll leave you for a week or so, and I'll see you on the next episode. We'll see all of you guys on the next episode. Old World Fanatics. Chat.
Yep.
See you guys.
Awesome.
Bye.
See you guys.
Ciao.